Friends and family, what's going on? It's Triple Rich and I'm back like a dorsal fin. We're here for Kick Talk Volume 4 and we're talking about a shoe that's an underground legend. A shoe that you probably won't hear about unless we talk about it.
Parked up. I keep a designated parking spot. Leave the message with the man. I'm never home alone.
So let's get into it. 1984, MJ comes in as a rookie, sets the field ablaze, Rookie of the Year. Sophomore year, everyone's looking forward to what he's going to do next. Well, unfortunately, in the first couple weeks of the season, he breaks his foot. Ironically, wearing a Jordan 1 Chicago. Nike is running around trying to figure out what they can do to make MJ as comfortable as possible on the court. The first thing they tried was creating a Jordan 1 with a strap on the inside to keep his foot stationary for the healing process. That goes okay, but I think at that time the Jordan 1 midsole is just a little too thin for him now and he's looking for some more cushioning. The Jordan 2 hasn't come out just yet, but behind the scenes they are trying their best to work on the design and figure out what's going to work best for MJ's foot. MJ has wear tested the 2 and he says that this shoe is a bit more comfortable. They make it to the playoffs and they decide to come out with a Frankenstein shoe. They take the Jordan 1 upper and they take the Jordan 2 midsole. They put that together and you get the Jordan 1.5. So this is a low-key shoe because this really was a wear tester. It was something that bridged the gap between the Jordan 1 and the Jordan 2 that would soon be coming. It was not released into the public until 2015. But let's go back. In that playoff series versus the Celtics in the first round, Michael Jordan goes on to break and keep the record to this day of 63 points dropped in Game 2 of the Celtics versus Bulls. And what shoe was he wearing? They don't tell you about it. He was wearing a 1.5. And he played so well in this game that in the post-conference, Larry Bird said God was dressed as Michael Jordan that night. In 2015, it was the 30th anniversary of the Jordan 1. And to commemorate this, they re-released the Chicago 1s. Epic drop. They got that shoe perfect, all the OG specifications, and a lot of people got L's on them, me included. They dropped the Jordan 1.5 like a month and a half later. And I think a reason why a lot of people didn't go for this shoe is it looks similar to the one, but it's not. So it almost felt like a bootleg one or like a consolation prize, and people just weren't going for that. It's not until 5 years later when Netflix drops the Michael Jordan Last Dance documentary. And to me, that's probably the best sports documentary to date. This show was so epic that it made people want to buy Jordans again. This Jordan 1.5 had the best overnight success. It went from a $50 shoe to a $1,500 shoe in what felt like a blink of an eye. People were going back, trying to get all those OG colors, trying to relive those moments, and I think that's when the respect got put on this 1.5's name. What I think is so special about this 1.5 is it looks like a 1, but it's not a 1. And let me show you what I mean. So the Jordan 1, as we've all come to know, says Air Jordan on the wings logo. The Jordan 1.5 does not. It actually says Nike. And honestly, that's my favorite subtle detail about this shoe because it takes me back to those times of the good OGs that had Nike on Jordans. This was when Jordan was still under the umbrella of Nike. The Jordan 1.5 is a niche sneaker. I know it's not for everybody. Some people might even call them clown shoes because the shape is just a little different than your everyday one. But it has history to it. It has nuance to it. And what I think is so special is I don't know if they're ever going to retro the shoe again. I don't think consumers flock to it enough, and I'm not sure Nike has confidence to put the shoe out again. But if they do, my predictions are either 2025 when you'll have the 40th anniversary of Jordan 1s, or 2035 when you'll have the 50th anniversary of Jordan 1s. I hope you learned something new about Jordan 1.5. I am a fan of 1s and I am a fan of 2s, but this just has a special part in my heart because it is kind of like the black sheep of the Jordan family. So what do you think about Jordan 1.5s? Do you think they're ugly? Do you have a pair? Do you want a pair? Did I make you want a pair? Let me know your thoughts on the 1.5s. It's not a regularly touched on shoe, so hopefully you learned something new today. But until then, it's Triple Rich. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Or even have a good morning. Either way, you could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me, and I appreciate you for that. This is Kick Talk Volume 4, and I'll catch you later.
Parked up. I keep a designated parking spot. Leave the message with the man. Never home alone. I'll be posted in your